Dennis was far and away the most exciting costume in the CCW contingent of the Good Old Days parade last month. He didn't show up at last meeting, but his costume was so fabulous, and his companion, Raven, was so outstanding that we would like to award him his best costume gift tonight.
It's fun. I say you should go to the parade and dress up. It's a
You might get a bottle of wine.
We just wanted to encourage you to please join us in marching in the July 4th parade in Monterey, 9:30 assembly and 10 a.m. startup. Nancy will talk to you about logistics. I just wanted to say that Leslie has been typically gracious in offering to host a meal for the marchers afterwards, in case you need a gustatory incentive. And our participation last month in the PG parade was just so gratifying for all of us. It's fun to dress up and be with your pals from the club. It's fun to see all the parents and kids along the road. And it's nice for our club to give back to the community, I think, to get involved. And afterwards, when we were at the booth at Good Old Days, so many people came up and said, "You guys were so cool. I loved your signs. I loved your costumes. What is this club? How do I get involved?" So even if you care about publicity and public relations for the club, it's a really nice thing to get involved in. So good for the marchers, good for the community, good for the club. Please join us on July 4th.
And I will quickly say a few things about logistics because people are already asking me. The parade route is about a mile long. It's all flat. And so that's about the same as the Good Old Days parade, about the same amount of length. And I am thrilled to let you know that if you cannot march, you get to ride it at the parade this time. For Lori, which has room for two. Lori has a cute little convertible which she has offered for those who need to ride. I keep emphasizing this. You can't say, "I don't want to be in a convertible," unless you need to be. And then there's a possibility of a second convertible if we need more riders. And I need to also say that the parade organizers are encouraging everybody to wear patriotic costumes. This is your interpretation, whatever you think is patriotic. And I always think CCW t-shirts, if you've got them, are also appropriate. Once again, we're offering prize for best costume. But Dennis, since you and your Raven wowed us last time, you are ineligible this time. And that means everybody else gets a chance to win a bottle of Prosecco. Finally, parade organizers are requiring that each group submit its application by the end of this month. I know it's really early, but I need you to preliminarily sign up if you think you might march, because I have to get numbers. Okay, so I'll pass this around. We need your name, your email, and whether or not you need to ride, because it'll tell me how many convertibles we need. Okay, so I think that's it. This is just a preliminary expression that you think you might like to do. I'm not going to hold you to it. Come knock on the door and say, "Where are you? Get out of the parade!" Okay?
If anybody wants a t-shirt, I'm going to look into ordering them again. They're the logo similar to what's on your badge, very similar to this, which Joyce created. Thank you, Joyce. And it is a logo on a black shirt. So if anybody wants to purchase a shirt, I'll send out more information about how much they're going to be and what the sizes are going to be, and you can pre-order from me. We can't sell them to make a profit because then we have to file a tax. We have to pay tax on that. So, but we can't pre-order, and you can just pay whatever the cost is. There are a few things coming up. If you received the email reminder about coming tonight, you saw the blurb that I put in there about the Elks Lodge. So on July the 15th, which is the Sunday, we've been approached about co-sponsoring an authors event, Elks Lodge in Monterey. It sounds great. I'll have more information, but just for published authors. There's a big room and it's got a view of the bay. It's lovely. So, yeah.
What time was that? Henry.
It's going to be in the afternoon for about 3 hours on a Sunday. So there will be a little cost to authors to have a table. However, if you're a member of the club and we become a co-sponsor, Central Coast Writers is going to offset the cost for our writers. I don't know if we can make it completely free to you, but it will be discounted compared to the other writers who are going to participate from the community who are not members of our club. The barbecue is on the slate for August the 12th. If you were there that last year, it's at Whispering Pines again this year. It's a great location. Again, thank you to Harold and his son Sam. The grilling Bryson will once again grill. Thank you, Harold. If you were there last year, you know what.
Don't forget Helen.
And Helen, his daughter, now he's roped all the siblings in Helen. And they're all, and their spouses sometimes, they're wonderful. So if you were there last year, you'll remember that it was wonderful. If you weren't there last year, you're in for a treat. The executive committee provides many of the side dishes. We don't want to make this a potluck, but some people really like to bring a dish. If you do, that's great. Just remember to take the actual dish part with you when you go. But if you want to share something that's a specialty in your family, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, July the 15th, and you'll get more information on that. Indie Author Day is coming October the 13th. I'm working with the museum. The Pacific Grove Library is closed on Sundays, so they can't host their own indie author event, as Monterey will be doing. However, we will be having Indie Author Day at the Pacific Grove Museum. Jack has a comment, a couple things to say, and then I'm going to do table captains. It is, yeah. But just hold the mic really close to your. You're okay, just look that way. I'll block for you.
What's wonderful hearing about all the events we do here, we have the good old days, we can have the 4th of July, and we can have a local authors event, the Elks Club and all that. I think many of us, we love this area where we live, and many of us grew up in similar communities like this. And remember what we had in our communities? We had bookstores in our communities. How many bookstores do we have? We have used bookstores. How many new bookstores do we have independent? So last month I went to an open house at River House Books. You probably know that there was an ownership change, and they had an open house on a Saturday, and I went there and met the owner and his wife, Scott and Jennifer, and had a wonderful conversation with them. I told them, regular shopper here, I want to buy books, I don't want to buy books on Amazon, I want a book that I could hold in my hand. And I told him about Central Coast Writers. He said, what's that? I said, well, it's a chapter of a statewide organization started by, originally Jack Lund and all that, and we have chapters all over, and we have a local chapter. So what do you do? He said, well, a number of local authors here, and people who support authors, and we have a monthly meeting, and we have a guest speaker, and I'd like to have you maybe possibly come over and do a little talk at one of our meetings. He said, well, why don't you come here? Now, how many of you have been to River House Books? You notice in that back area where they have the children's, a lot of the children's book, and they have children's events. He said, if we could do something, you could come here, and I could shut the bookstore down a little bit early, and you could have a little event here. Now, the reception I went to, he had wonderful foods there. Aperitivo, as they say in Italian. He had a lot of chocolate because he owns a chocolate store there, Luna Chocolates, which is very popular. There's chocolate all over the place. So what I would like to entertain would be for us to consider holding a chapter meeting at River House Books, maybe in the fall. Let him get through the first 3 months of transition and all that. And so, and then invite him to be the speaker. So he could tell us about the transition from being a chocolate store owner to being a chocolate store owner and a bookstore owner, and what he has learned. I think it would be a really interesting event for him. So what I would encourage you to do is the next couple months, go into River House Books. Tell them that you're a local shopper, you'd like to buy books here. Mention you're a member of CCW, and let them know, get our identity out there, that Central Coast writers, they're authors, but they're also readers, and they buy physical books, and we buy from River House Books.
Where is it?
Crossroads.
That's part of the, it's in Crossroads. So if you know where the Safeway is there, you walk through a little alley back there. It's a very, very nice store. They have an excellent inventory. They have very good nonfiction. They have children's, they have porn, they have cookbooks, they have virtually everything. It's one of the best well-stocked bookstores I've been in recently. Plus, there's plenty of room to walk around. So go in there, buy something, and just say, oh, I'm a member of Central Coast.
That sounds perfect.
I think it's friendly and sweet. And we're friendly and sweet enough. I think we could talk it into a local author section.
Yes,
See, we could do
they
that,
do
yeah.
have one. I went over there, and they were like, so the
Yeah,
more
we
we
gotta work on
kind of
that.
let him know about Central Coast authors, we can have a local author book section there. So I'm saying, let's build a relationship with Central Coast authors and River House Books. Put a notice in the newsletter,
Yep.
and maybe get them a copy. And I will go out, I'm gonna go over to the store probably next week, and I'll tell them all about this. Hopefully I'll say I get a good reception from our membership, and let's plan an event in the fall.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Josh. Again, thanks to our members who get the word out about the club. And this is, whether or not it's one of our general meetings, I think it's definitely someplace that we can plan a gathering. And someone asked about readings earlier, so that would be another venue. Maybe we could start a monthly or quarterly local authors reading at River House. So that sounds great. Okay, a couple more things. Someone handed me this announcement. There's a member of our club named King Grossman. He is the MC for Access Monterey's Art Revision, featuring interviews with local writers and other artists in Monterey. Interviews take place at Access Monterey's location in Heritage Harbor at Fisherman's Wharf. So I have his phone number and his email. I'm going to put this up on the raffle table because if you want to contact him to arrange an interview, it goes out on, I think, how does this go out? Patricia? Access Monterey television channel, right. Okay, so it goes out on Access Monterey, but he also sends you a link and you can use that interview for your own publicity. So he gives you the rights to use it for whatever you want to use it for. And he's looking, and it's free, and he's looking for people for June.